Welcome to another Thursdays with the Mayor. Hi, everybody. You'll notice I've got different surroundings today. That's because the administration department, as well as the developmental services, are moving into the city hall this week, the new city hall. So we've got a city council meeting coming up at 6 p.m. Monday. That's still going to be at the airport terminal. I think this is the final one, right? And then we move on, Tony. Included on Monday's agenda is an ordinance that officially moves council meetings here to the city hall. The first city council meeting here will be on September 14th. So if you want to attend those, starting in September, they'll be here, the downtown city hall. After Monday's council meeting, our IT department will begin relocating equipment from the airport to the city hall. So we're ready to use this for meetings. We will have an open house with tours, and an upcoming date for that we'll follow this probably in my next Thursdays with the mayor, but that will be announced. Let me do an agenda review for this upcoming Monday. The consent agenda really doesn't have much to it. When you get to the regular agenda, there's a public hearing on a liquor license for looks like a gas station on Burlington. We're going to adopt the 1 and 6 Year Street Improvement Plan. There'll be a public hearing on a proposed increase to the Adams County Enhanced 911 surcharge for the 911 center. Go down to general business. We've got a approval of a special council meeting on September 14th, and that's hearing the annual budget. We'll have some budget discussion at this meeting. We go down to some fees with the utilities. Looks like for the solar farm, for the sewer rate schedule, water schedule, things like that, and ending with. And then we also have the second reading of the off-road ordinance that we're going to be implementing, and then we're going to talk a little bit further about amending that living, breathing document as this thing continues to kind of evolve around us. So there'll be some comments that I'll have on that for upcoming meetings that will get some regulations in place. I think it's kind of necessary. So please tune in to listen to that. Then we finish up with a couple of appointments to a mechanical board. And I think we're done with that. I'd like to talk about some items to review. Always on the schedule, Tommy's Car Wash. We're continuing to address the situation by monitoring that property and holding them accountable to city code. As we all know, we can't force them to build, but we can have them maintain that property in a correct manner, and that is being done. Let's see, all city-owned parking lots to include the downtown parking lot. Signage will be complete, and 72-hour parking enforcement will begin on September 1st. So that'll be something to note if you care about that. Let's get down to the drive-about. What I talked about the last time I was on here, I drive around a lot looking at development and things throughout the city. And I'd like to report that so far the Hoppy development on D and Cedar looks like it's making good progress. The roundabout at Duncan Field is becoming visible now, and the foundation of that, how they've built that, have allowed them to work through this rain. So that progress will be continuing. Mother Nature has had a bit of an impact on the South Street project between Lincoln and Hastings, as well as the new parking lot for our police department. But work is continual, and expected completion date is somewhere around September 1st. Looks like development continues on Lake Ridge Drive and Lakeview Avenue out at our lake. As part of the Lakeview 11th subdivision. That's coming along nicely. And then Cimarron Meadows, as well as Laughlin Meadows, development continues to push our city boundary north. So a lot of development going on here in Hastings, Nebraska. Uh, like uh, like we say, homes are where jobs sleep, and that's something I'm going to stick to. We have to make sure we have homes to develop our city. So, as that's going, if you have any questions on the development going on, please go to engage.cityofhastings.org and you can see where all the developments are going. HEDC is continuing to push for industry to come to town. Um, I think I looked out, Tony, I drove by. I don't know what the completion date is, but that big project at Heartland Renewable is really coming close. So, something to keep an eye on. We're trying to bring industry and business to Hastings, as well as place for those people that work in those industries to live. I want to bring up on August 6th, we had a Thursday with the mayor live at the city auditorium. We had our city staff, along with myself, present to discuss your property tax, how it's derived, how it's applied, what the city's portion of your property tax bill is, as well as staff to answer questions pertaining to the city budget. If you couldn't attend, Tony is collecting reports and video from that forum, and he'll post that on City of Hastings social media pages. That'll probably be what, in the next week or so. So look for that. If you haven't seen that, that was kind of a neat event we had downtown. We had I don't know, probably about 50 people show up live. A lot of people tune in. Had some free hot dogs and stuff like that. So we're looking at doing that again. It going to make that a yearly thing for people to come down and understand a little bit more about your property tax and what we use it for and how it actually is applied to the city budget. Let me go on with Evil Dead, the musical. Let's do some stuff that's going on in Hastings here. This is something, here's something the community, the Hastings Community Theater is celebrating the 10th anniversary of the HCT After Dark program this month by returning to the show that started it all. Evil Dead, the musical, is a campy musical that mixes elements from both the Evil Dead and the Evil Dead 2 movies for a comedic and bloody experience. The story follows 5 college students in an abandoned cabin in the woods who become transformed into demons after accidentally unleashing an evil force. Ash, a demon-killing hero, is tasked with saving the day with his trusty chainsaw. You don't need to be a fan of Evil Dead to love this show. You don't even need to be a fan of the horror to love this show. You don't even need to be a fan of musicals to love this show. As long as you like having fun, this show is for you. It's scary? No. Is it gory? No. This is pure comedy from the start to finish. Performances are scheduled to run Friday and Saturday and Sunday, August 21, 22, 23, and then again August 28th, 29th, and 30th. All performances will be 7:30 p.m. Hastings Community Theater, located at the Good Samaritan Village, 515 South 4th Avenue. Tickets are $25 for adults, $22 for seniors and students. Tickets are available online now. Tickets will also be available at the door on performance nights until sold out. Sounds like something I got to go see. I love comedy, so especially comedy with a twist. Touch with a Truck. So, Touch a Truck joined the Parks and Rec Department with dozens of organizations and businesses with large vehicles for Touch a Truck, 4 to 6 p.m. on Tuesday, August 25th, the Aquacourt parking lot. I stopped by this last year. Pretty cool event. This free event is fun for the entire family where children can see and climb on real-life vehicles. Attendees can explore a variety of vehicles and talk to the people that operate them. Food trucks will also be on site. For more information, call 402-461-2324. I remember going by there last year and checking that out, Tony. It was pretty cool. I even climbed on a couple of trucks. So, painted crosswalk and EPA open houses. We've got a couple open houses coming up in the city the city is involved with. First up today from 5 to 6:30 p.m. at the library will be a meet and greet opportunity with the artists who will be leading the crosswalk painting project at intersections along First Street in downtown. The open house is an opportunity to learn the artist's thoughts about the paintings and what they might look like, and for the public to provide input about the designs. The actual painting will be done in the spring of 2027 and with public participation. So that's kind of cool. Cookies and Kool-Aid will be served tonight. This project is made possible through a $100,000 grant from the Nebraska Arts Council and the Nebraska Cultural Endowment. This project is a part of the implementation of the adopted public art plan, which identified the community's interest in various art types within the district. So that's the Painted Crosswalk Open House done September 10th, also 5 to 6:30 at the library. It'll be an open house to provide information about the asbestos removal project at the former Hastings Middle School. City of Hastings Development Services staff members will provide information about the Brownfield Grant Program and what the public will see during that cleanup process. Again, those two meetings are today for the Painted Crosswalk Open House and September 10th for the EPA Open House. Both meetings 5 to 6:30 at the library. Last on the list today is the 5K on the Runway, United Way plane pole. We got a couple events with registration currently open that are happening at the Hastings Municipal Airport on Saturday, September 19th. First up is 5K on the Runway. Join the Parks and Rec Department for the 2026 5K on the Runway. Register before September 4th for a $10 discount on this year's registration. This race is an 8 a.m. start, sponsored by the Adams County Visitors Bureau and benefiting the Hastings Airport Association. This 5K takes runners and walkers throughout the airport grounds, provides amazing views of the operation and the airplanes on site. Last year was the first year for this 5K, and it was a great time. Go to cityofhastings.org/parks to register. Call 402-461-2324 for more information. And right after the race is the United Way's plane pole. The plane pole challenges teams of 4 to pull a massive 5-ton airplane across the tarmac for the fastest time, all while raising funds for United Way's local program. Bring your team, bring your energy, and get ready to pull for a purpose. And make sure you bring a team, because I think I'm going to have a team out there. And let's see if you can beat me and the boys pull this plane across the runway. Contact the United Way at 402-461-8412 or Jody with an I at UnitedWaySCNE.org to register for a team or to become a sponsor. So, a lot of stuff going on. Last but not least, today, Tony scheduled me to give you a little virtual tour of our new city building. So we're going to start down here in the basement where we started. We're going to go all through. If you want to hang on for about, 5-10 minutes, we'll be done with that and give you a little virtual tour of the new City Hall. God bless everybody out there. Hope to see you at all these events. Bring a team to the plane pool and have a great day. Okay, folks, as promised, a little virtual tour here of the new City Hall building, downtown Hastings. Let's go in the front door and follow me through, and I'll kind of show you around. And here we are through the entryway. Okay, the first stop we have is the entrance with the nice City of Hastings sign there and the video monitor there. And right over here, this is the developmental services area. So there, all the way back is office space for Kevin Kubo and his department. You begin here at that. Come on back here. We'll get back here to the council chambers. You want me to walk up here first, Tom? I'm going to walk up here and show you a little bit what we got. Here's the dais. Got some gentlemen in here working on some stuff, on some audio video stuff. Here's where we'll all sit right in the middle. Council up here to my left and to my right. City staff will be over to the far right over there. And then if you get a look out there, Tony, these seats will be turned around backwards. There's about, seat for about 100, 110? Something like that. And come on over here. Let's look at this mural. This is a great mural. They just got this done maybe about an hour ago, depicting a bunch of different historical situations in Hastings back 1964. Robert Kennedy, when he spoke at the pavilion,
Duncan Field, how it started out, the old breweries. I mean, you've got several shots of 2nd Street down here. And what a neat mural to have down here. There's the old entrance to Hastings. Somebody said that was over Highway 6. That was before my time. But yeah, somebody will probably remember that. What a neat deal. So that just got done here an hour ago. Let's come out here and I will try to guide you upstairs. Now, let's look over here. Got a nice view of some of the buildings on 3rd Street. I think that's Denver right there. Great shot from here of the Victory Building, this iconic building in Hastings. And if need be, you come through this door here. This is the admin side, is where we're going, Tony, over here.
Sure.
Here's your city administration from here on down this hallway. And they really tied some cool colors in here. The carpeting's real nice, got quite a few offices here, some conference room there. All back to some more administration back here in the corner. Another flexible space there. Come through here. I really like this. This is where I did most of my business back in the day, because I'd have to come in and get a liquor license or something like that. And this is the area. It looks way different now. But now it's just a little break room area here. And then I wanted to point this out. They kept, a lot of you will notice this old tile here that's been here since the building of this structure. And I thought it was neat how they tied that in with all the color and the ceiling and everything. So that really looks good. I think that's sharp. So come through this door here. This will be my office. I'll be looking at downtown 2nd Street and what is this, Hastings right next to me with the iconic Kensington building right across the street. So that's kind of cool. Back here, this is going to be the finance area. So this is where all my finance people will be. And in the corner over there, the finance director. And as we come around, once again, that was the copier room there. We went by that on the admin side, so we actually share, admin shares that room with finance. So that's good stuff. We end up back here, bathrooms up here. End up back here to the entryway that we came in. And once again, we end up back at the beginning of the admin. So that's kind of the nickel tour. I don't know if that took 5 or 10 minutes. We'll get more in depth later. I just want to give everybody an idea of kind of where we're at and what we're doing. We should be fully moved in here on September 1st. We're moving in right now. And our first council meeting, like I said before, will be September 14th, right downstairs with that beautiful mural. And we'll get our business done. So thanks for tuning in. I hope everybody liked the virtual tour with me in my sunny day shirt. God bless everybody once again. Have a great day.